Because of Moore's law, computers keep getting faster and smarter. They also get smaller and cheaper, just like how your Lego builds get bigger and better without needing a bigger box. This is why today's phones and tablets are much more powerful than the giant computers from long ago. Moore's law isn't a magic rule or a law of nature. It's more like a promise that engineers tried really hard to keep by inventing new ways to make things smaller and better. That's why technology keeps getting more amazing every year. And then these are the related questions. Imagine a tiny Lego set that keeps getting more pieces every year. How does that help computers grow smarter and faster? Why do chips get smaller but more powerful over time according to Moore's law? How do doubling the transistors on a chip make your games and videos run better and faster? What would happen if Moore's law stopped working for making computers smaller and cheaper? How can I see the magic of Moore's law in the gadgets I use every day?
Okay, so thank you. Can you see what happened now? What happened with the link? Has the class ended?
No.
Holly, how did it end?
Um, with these related topics?
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Is a better teacher than any teacher you are ever going to see. It does not end. It asks you additional questions so that when you understand that, it takes you on and it takes you on, it takes you on, and it takes you on. So, do you know why you are smarter than your teachers now? Hello?
Is this a question for me?
Yes.
Oh, right. Yes, I guess because you have much more knowledge available to you, and you also have a suggestion of wider resources even beyond what you have asked.
So, when a wise man once said that I have more knowledge than all my teachers. Do you understand what he was saying now? That means I have access to more knowledge than all my teachers combined. It is not a saying anymore. I personally have experienced it. And I'm going to write down, everybody please write down the name of this person so that when your brain challenges you to say, come on, how can somebody be more knowledgeable than their so-called teachers? A teacher is supposed to have more knowledge than the student. So how can you say that a student has more knowledge than all his teacher or her teacher? The name is Ivan Bombo. Please write this name down. A-L-V-I-N. That's the first name, Ivan. The short form of it is R. Ivan Bombo. Please, I need all of you to write that down. And the surname is B-O-M-B-O. Have we written that down? So you're going to go and do some work on the internet. After today. Because I need you to quickly understand one thing, that you have access to knowledge that is not finite. So you do. It's not because somebody says, it's because Holly has demonstrated it now. So write his name now, Ivan Bombo. And then write this postcode, the zip code E17, London E17. And please write this down because I need you to go and verify. He wrote the GCSE in mathematics while he was in year 4. In a school called Roger Ascham Primary School. The head teacher has been head teacher for 25 years. And by the way, the head teacher was married to another teacher because they met in teaching during their PGCE. And they've never seen anybody at primary school write the same exam as anybody in secondary school and live to tell the story. I need you to write this down. I'm saying it very slowly so that you write it down and validate it. And Ivan scored higher marks in his GCSE more than 16, 17-year-olds in the country. 300,000 16, 17-year-olds. To the point that Queen Elizabeth, then the Queen of England, during the Jubilee, gave an academic award to Ivan. And the head teacher of his school, of Ivan's school, Mrs. Mason, I'm giving you names, I'm giving you places so that you can go and verify. Write down Roger Ascham Primary School, Waltham Forest. Mrs. Mason was the head teacher. Ivan passed his GCSE in year 4. And there was no other person in his school that could teach him mathematics because all the teachers in the school put together did not have the wherewithal to teach higher than GCSE mathematics, because once you pass the GCSE mathematics, you're now doing A level, right? Everybody agrees that. So do you know what the school had to do? They had to come up with a budget and paid another college that is further down in Waltham Forest. And every Wednesday, the head teacher became an Uber driver. So the head teacher would take Ivan, put Ivan in her car and drive Ivan all the way to another school that has A level in it. Because remember, their school, Roger Ascham Primary School, ends at Key Stage 2. This story is not a story because it was written up and sent to Queen Elizabeth II. And Queen Elizabeth II therefore gave Ivan Bombo a special academic award like they've never done before. Do you know what is more interesting? Waltham Forest was the poorest performing borough in the whole of the UK when this happened. So how can you get a council estate? Let me write this down. Public housing. For those of you that don't understand council estate, public housing. That means from the lowest socio-economic group. The father was not a professor of mathematics. The mother was not a so you can't even say, of course, the mother could not even speak English. Bless your soul, bless her soul. She couldn't even speak English because she's immigrant. The father is immigrant, first generation immigrant. The next, remember, he passed GCSE in year 9. In year 4. Before he was 9 years old, Queen Elizabeth Boys is the top boys' school in the country with a 6th form. Gave him a place. Remember, he has not done this year 6. He moved from year 4, they were preparing for year 7. Let me say this slowly. You do year 4, after that you do year 5, after that you do year 6, and in year 6 you now do exams to go to year 7. When you write exam in year 6 to go to Queen Elizabeth Boys year 7, 70% of boys fail that exam to go to Queen Elizabeth. 70. 7 in 10 failed the exam. But Ivan wrote it with the knowledge he had in year 4 and got a place at Queen Elizabeth Boys in Barnet. Please, can you write this down? Go and find out. Queen Elizabeth Boys in Barnet was the top performing boys' school in the whole country. So when we are discussing, this is not a thesis, this is not a theory, this is what I have seen with my eyes, I have touched with my hands, and I've tasted, literally tasted. Not only Queen Elizabeth Boys, there's a school in Ilford called Ilford County High School. You do this exam, you get into this school when you've written 3 different exams. Ivan was the only person in his entire school. Remember, there were people in year 6. There were people in year 5. There were people older than him. He was the only person in his entire school that got a place in Ilford County. He got a place in Essex County. Now he got a place in Barnet. Did you hear what I said? He got a place in Essex. He got a place where? In Ilford. He got a place in Barnet. Can I say that slowly? He got a place in Barnet. He got a place in Essex. Why am I saying this? Because you have to be in the catchment area before you get into this top performing school. That's what's called qualifying postcode. But because he was so good, he is used to scoring 100%. Using the principles we taught earlier. He scored 100% in his test. And he never did year 6. I need anybody to write to the school and say, this is the name, this is the person. Did he ever do year 6 in the school? So he moved, he skipped. And when he got to the big school, he was the youngest person in the school. Yet, he played rugby for the school. Yet, he played tennis for the school. Yet, he played netball for the school. Yet, he played music for the school. So if you think that what your system has taught you about your ability is anywhere near close to what you can, then you are on something very high. That's on Ivan. I'm going to share with you a few other case studies, contemporary case studies, not the days of Daniel, not in the Old Testament, not things that they told you that may be true or may not be true. I want to pull out because I know some of you heard what the BBC was saying, and some of you have heard before that some people are born very bright. They are very, very bright. Now, whoever told you anybody was born very bright, after today, you need to clarify that you were born brighter than the brightest people that were ever born, period. So your ability to be able to score high marks is not a function of whether you were born bright or you were not born bright. It's a function of how you apply the principles you know and what we'll share today. How did you apply it? If you apply it well, fine. If you don't apply it well, then you end up like any other person, feeling sorry for yourself and saying, oh, you know, I wish I was bright. I wish I was born bright. I wish my parents gave birth to me. I mean, all sorts of unbelievable things that people have told you about yourself. And then you hold on to it, and you really hold on to it, and you think, oh, life has given you something worse than what they've given your classmates. Some of you hold on to that and say, you see, I'm not as bright as him or her. I know many people believe that nonsense and say some people are born bright, you know, some people are just lucky. Oh, some people have this. No. The methodology you deploy is far more important than what anybody can even begin to explain to you. So we're gonna do another quick experiment. I hope you're still in the house. I'm going to do a quick experiment. I hope you are still in the house. If you're still in the house, fine. If you're falling off, great. I need you now to tell me, what is your reading speed? Everybody, let's go. Type in the box, what is your reading speed? If you don't know, please say you don't know. Just say, I don't know. Please type in what your reading speed is. If you don't know, fine. Don't worry about it. If you do know, please share it with us. Thank you. If you do know, please share it with us. Thank you. Some of you are asleep. Some of you made up your mind you're not going to say anything or do anything. I'm going to run through some slides with you, but I need you to write there, what do you think your reading speed is? If you don't know, please do not worry. Do not worry at all. Okay. Let me share the screen. Okay, if you can see my slide, type Y for yes. If you can see my slide, type Y for yes. If you can't see it, we'll work some. Thank you. Can you see my slide? Go to your chat box, type yes. If you join us on YouTube, thank you. Go to the comment section, type yes. If you're on Instagram, just go to the comment section, comment box, type yes. If you're on Facebook Live, type yes in the comment box. But if you're on Zoom, go to the chat box and type yes. Now, this slide you are seeing here is made up of children, literally year 1 and year 2 in primary school. Each of them have already passed at least one GCSE. Some have passed 2. Look at them very well. And you can guess their ages. This one I'm showing you now is available publicly. This is public knowledge. Now, each of them is holding on to what looks like a book or a mock-up of a book. That book has an e-copy, like I told you before, those of you that are wedded to book. That book that you are looking at now, who can guess who wrote it? Who can guess? Please, can you guess who wrote it? Can you guess who wrote it? Or the ages of the authors? Okay. Thank you. Somebody wrote children. 12. Somebody wrote 12. Joe wrote 12. Who has another guess? The lead author that wrote that book. Who can guess? By the way, the book now is being used to teach undergraduate students. Undergraduate students that are non-maths major are using the book now. Who can guess? Who can guess? More guesses? Anyway, I'll take you out of your misery. The book was written by a 6-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 10-year-old. Let me say this slowly. This best-selling book that was featured by Oprah Winfrey in every single newspaper on planet Earth, it's been on BBC, it's been everywhere, was written by a 6-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 10-year-old. Let me say this slowly. Your friends sometimes explain things to you quicker and faster than your teachers in school. True or false? Your peers explain things to you, true or false? And they look so simple compared to your teachers.
Move.
So if you have that knowledge, therefore, you can benefit from what? Interacting with your friends. So if you're in a class and you don't have friends of the same age or younger that can explain things to you, I'm worried for you. Really, really worried. So this is where group work trumps everything. So this young lady here, her name is Mom 40. I'm going to show you some more details later. And this is totally different from Ivan, totally different. And I'm going to show you something so that you know that it's commonplace. It's not for a few individuals. Those of you that are on LinkedIn, please, if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, please take this QR code. This QR code has my LinkedIn page. If you are not following me on LinkedIn, because I put up a few of these things from time to time. This is a montage of what I hate about what the media says about me. Because some people have concluded that, oh, it's for geniuses. No. Every person has a genius in them. There is a genius in every employee. So if you interact with them, you find out that their genius will interact with your genius and you'll be able to pull things up. I'm showing you this slide of the late Queen Elizabeth II and what they call the Lord Lieutenant for Greater London. This was a session we had at Buckingham Palace. This gentleman with a bow tie, can you all see him? He is Sir Ken Olisa. He is the lieutenant, the Lord Lieutenant for the Greater London area. He came from very humble background. You can see him here. Look at his hair. That will tell you roughly his age. He ended up having a degree from Cambridge. Please write it down. I hope you're writing this down. I'm not telling you stories just to encourage you. I'm giving you facts as it is known. Ken Olisa's life was radically transformed. Why? Look at him. He's the son of an immigrant. Look at him. He is not a traditional Cambridge attending family. Look at him very well. Because I'm going to ask you really tough questions about them later. And here is Jude Ali. Can you see the gentleman here? That's a 7-year-old holding on to the same compilation that I mentioned earlier that you saw in that photograph. He is from a different set. Now, if you are on, is Holly still there? Holly, can you please type in Jude Ali for me? Jude Ali, Judee ALLI, and type in GCSE. Jude Ali GCSE on your Google. and tell me how old he was when he passed his GCSE exam. This is a different person. This is not the same as the person I showed you before. Because I'm gonna finish soon, and I'm gonna give you some assignment. You're gonna go and find out what your reading speed is. Holly, are you ready?
Yeah, it says he was 7 years old when he passed his GCSE in 2009.
Can you believe that? That was a long time ago.
Wow.
Right? And what they didn't tell you there is what role AI played. They're not allowed to tell you, just in case you pass out. And so for some people that have always believed that AI came with ChatGPT, now look up to this slide. Can you see this slide? If you had Siri, any of you that had an iPhone in the year 2010 or 2011, if you had Siri, you could ask Siri any question, and Siri will give you the answer. What Siri was deploying was an algorithm acting on some data that they had and therefore giving you an output. That was your AI. Some of you had Cortana. Cortana was an email client that Microsoft gave most of its corporate customers. And it could respond to your email. And then anybody that has ever been on Amazon and bought a book, and then 2 days later they said, oh, you bought this book, I'm sure you also find this book interesting. That was AI looking at the data on your purchases and therefore recommending another book to you of a similar theme, similar topic, and asking you to get that. Then, how many of you have ever seen Alexa, so-called smartphone speaker? You speak to it and it speaks back to you. Or have seen the Google Assistant. What we used more recently is the Fred.ai. This Fred.ai was the revelation given to a teenage student that I knew. Teenage. He was a teenager and he wrote it. Now Fred attends every class I give, every lecture I give, Fred attends. Every conference I'm at, Fred attends. Anytime the king or the queen was speaking in parliament, guess who was there? Fred does. And Fred is an auto, using AI, transcriber. They call it transcription service. So today, if you're attending any classes, any lectures, any seminar, and you are there trying to take notes, you are doing something very wrong. When you attend classes now, you listen. You listen, and you understand. You don't write one word down. You have to train yourself to resist the temptation to even write down keywords. If you write down keywords, you are working too hard. Why? Because there's an AI doing that for you now. Please, can you type in the chat box? One website I can give you is called, there's an AI for that.com. There's an AI for that.com. And Fred is powered by Fireflies. Can you see what's happening now? I'm doing a demo to you now. How Fireflies is able to collect voice data from across any organization and then distributes it. So this is one thing that you will not find in any textbook. Ladies and gentlemen, you can never find this in any textbook. Wow. Why? Because the genius in you is a function of what tools you are using, what technologies you are using, what techniques you are deploying, and what thinking, as well as the tutelage you have. You can never find this illustration in any textbook anywhere on planet Earth. Meanwhile, you need it before you get into any classroom and pretend you want to learn. So if I were you, I will screen capture this. That's why I'm very slow about this. I will screen capture the Genius formula, because you are going to apply this now to your next exam or next assessment or next work-based event. If you're working, they give you emails to read. They give you documents to read. If you run a business, you have to go through documents. So everybody on planet Earth reads. Everybody reads. But nobody's ever taught how best to read. Look at this young lady here. Her name is Omotola Akerele. Look at her very well. Next to her is Michelle Obama, when Michelle Obama was Michelle Obama, when she was First Lady. And she came to Cambridge. How did she get to interact with Omotola Akerele, who was told by her teachers in Hackney, her career advisors, that she should not even apply to Oxford? It's not for people like her. It's for geniuses. And they are only 1% of the population. Have you heard that before? When they say, no, this is for geniuses. And they will tell you, you are not a genius, or you are not one of them. I hope tonight you already know that you're one of them. Look at this book. Can you see this book written by, so-called written by me? This entire book, I did not write one word of it, not one word. I can tell you now. I can tell you the truth, I did not write one word of this book. Do you know why? It's even on the cover of the book. First royal biography, authored by AI app, Fireflies.ai. Can you see this? Please, can you see this? When those of you get exasperated or get excited, I say, oh, they said you can't use AI to write a book. This book became a bestseller long before ChatGPT. Look at the AI tool I use. Can you see it here? I put it on the front cover. I didn't even hide it. And then we used an AI-assisted tool to do the scanning and the reading. That is what Hollywood is using today. Hollywood. Denzel Washington won the Oscars. Can you guess what reading speed? Because if you are reading at 200 words a minute, most of your exams you will not be able to complete. On a bad day, I can do up to 2,000 words a minute. 2,000 words a minute. Sometimes I do 2,500 words a minute. And I can show you this evening what you need to do to double your reading speed. You don't need to be a genius. I just want to clarify that in your mind. You don't need to be a genius to be able to achieve any of this. Don't let anybody fool you to say that you're not a genius, therefore you can't do this. Here are additional newspaper cuttings of students I have not mentioned so far. These are a different set of students that already applied accelerated learning, following the principles we discussed so far, and live to tell the story of Wesley. This is Wesley. This is Wesley. The newspaper says he's brainy, but the teacher said he was no good. His class teacher wrote that he shouldn't bother writing an exam that he eventually passed with incredible score. Incredible score. That Samantha wrote the exam, skipping a year, and she scored 100% in the exam after skipping a year. Listen to this. Not old enough to write the exam. She writes the exam and she gets 100%. has not had the normal educational exposure, writes the exam and get 100%. Please, can you take a screenshot of this? So how do you want to travel? Do you want to go by ship or do you want to fly? If you want to go by ship, it will take you 40 days. If you want to fly, it will take you 6 hours. So the technology you are using is what will determine how long your travel is. It's not your ability. Your ability is genius. Forget about what they tell you. You can right now go to Portsmouth and jump on the ferry to New York. It will take you 6 weeks. Or take the train to London and fly from Heathrow. It will take you 6 hours. That's why I love Nelson Mandela when he said, the greatest weapon that we have on this planet is education. It's not some bombs or some drones. No. That's essentially what's happening with Ukraine now. Some of you have seen it on news. Russia was supposed to have completely taken over Ukraine after 3 days. After 3 days. But what Putin did not understand is that our current wars are not fought by the old system. So now I need you to please give me some questions. If you've been on this since the beginning, you have some questions, please. Either you type the question now in the comment section, or I will modify the audio and allow you to speak. Who has questions for me, please? Who has questions? Please type your questions. Thank you. Someone is typing. Thank you. How does AI identify and address gaps in learners' understanding? Very good question. Very good question. Very, very good question. What do you think are the disadvantages of AI-based learning? Great question. And how can they be overcome? Great. Let me start with the first one. What do you think are the disadvantages of an AI-based learning method? And how can they be overcome? If you, let me stop sharing and then I can do a demo. Or who asked that question? Can you, oh, we're going to do language learning. Or we're going to do some German learning. We're going to do statistics. Oh Lord. We're going to go through this about Einstein. Oh. Anyway, we're going to have a part 2. Evidently, we're going to have part 2 on this. I'm going to stop sharing. And then come back to this. Okay. I'll share another one. If you read one textbook, you are lazy. So if you use one LLM, you're lazy. I have never in my life used one LLM. So what we did today was play with Perplexity. Let me see whether I can use this now. Was play with Perplexity. So with time, you'll get to know which of the LLMs is best for your subject area, subject specific area. Let me share this with you. Okay, this is one LLM, Perplexity. If you're a science student, you find Perplexity quite useful. If you use only one LLM, you're in trouble because it's like reading one book or making you dependent on only one source. If you have Llama, I can't share with you my phone. I'll share with you what this is. So this is Gemini. You ask the same question twice or 3 times or 4 times. Can you all see this? So this is Gemini. This is Perplexity. And then you can also have Grok. Grok, or you can have Llama. Or you can have Poke and then have Copilot. So how many have I opened now? I've opened 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have a question or I want to learn a particular subject, I will get 4 of them, all 4 of them, and ask them questions, the same question. Same question. When they tell you that LLM hallucinates, is because they are drugged. That means they are hooked on only one element. I've never ever used one, and I can never use one. So if you are ready to read 3 different textbooks in order to understand one topic, then you should be able to visit 3 websites and critically evaluate which one best suits your level and your style of learning. Some of the LLM will generate images for you, others will not generate images for you. So one disadvantage is that it hallucinates. But if you have, hey, come on, if you have textbooks hallucinate as well. Even the best expert in the world hallucinates, gets it wrong. So what you now need to do is ask 4 or 5 different experts at the same time, the same question, and then you evaluate. So I hope that answers your question. The second one is, and please, before you talk about the disadvantages, I hope you have used it in your revision and your learning. We're going to schedule a second part for this because I still have tons of slides. I'm on the 17th slide out of 140. 17. So we're just literally warming up. The second one, how does AI help identify and address gaps? Oh, that's fine. How does it help identify gaps? Can I get Manga High now? See what I can get Manga High. Let me do that. Let me play Manga High for you. Manga High complete depends on AI. Good. Let me see whether I can get this off.
Hi there, my name is Michelle and I'm the Teacher Success Coach here at Manga High. So I will be the one taking you through your beginners training course, which is suitable for teachers that are brand new to Manga High and are looking to get familiar with the types of activities.
No, I don't want a teacher one.
Fine.
I don't want a teacher one. I want a student one.
To the students and make sure that you fully benefit from your access or having access to Manga High. To begin with, the platform is really simple to use.
Good. This is the best.
Passing the SQE is key. But with pass rates 20% above the national average, BTP prepares you better. SQE courses that suit everybody, but uniquely adapt.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Who can see this ice cream entertainment? Look at it. Please look at this ice cream thing. It's musical, it's bright, and you're working out maths. Can you see the answers? Can you see the answers? So that's one little sample. If you're enrolled with DIE, we give you a username and a password. And every single day of your life, for the rest of your life, you play a 5-minute game in the morning when you wake up, and a 5-minute game in the evening before you go to bed. You will find out that all the worksheets you did in Kumo is nothing compared to this. Yet, because it is edutainment, most people enjoy it. Most people enjoy it. Because it takes care of the visual learner, it takes care of the auditory learner, and it takes care of the kinesthetic learner. Let me rush through. Let me show you. So, does it help identify and address? Yes. Because each time you do anything on Manga High, for instance, if you find out that you are if Manga High finds out that you are weak at 10's timetable, it gives you more exercises in that. Remember, Manga High is completely AI'd. Oh, someone's asking me technical questions about LLM. How do I apply this to my work? Great. Every single task you give now has an AI component to it. Let me say this slowly. If you ask people to design a book cover for you, there's an AI component in Canva. If you ask people to reply to emails, it's because you have not used AI. Anybody that has unread emails today is because they are using their eyes to read word for word emails. Like I said before, I can speed up my reading speed. I can increase it from 2,000 words a minute to 2,500 words a minute. And anybody born by a woman can increase their reading speed. Number one, let me tell you, number one secret. You stop sub-vocalization. It's a habit all of us, bad habit, were taught in primary school. That you sound out the words and then you read it. It was okay for primary school But when you move to secondary school or high school, you had increased the number of words you are not going to deal with. And therefore, sounding out the words were hopelessly inefficient. So you stop your sub-vocalization. That means you hold your lips together while you are reading, or you chew a gum. You know those people that like chewing gum? If you chew a gum while you are reading, you will double your reading speed. Listen to this. You are not supposed to read out. The boy is going to school. No. When you close your lips, your speed increases, 1. Number 2, when you use a slide or a guide to read, it doubles as well. If you combine the two, it quadruples. Let me say this slowly. When you have a body of text in front of you to read, and then you have a guide like a mouse, or you have what is called a slide. Some of you have done that when you are reading your textbook. You have what is called a bookmarker, and you use your bookmarker to guide your eyes so that you don't read one line twice. It goes up. Your speed goes up. The third one, anyone that puts their books in front of them like this to read, the person is wasting time. Every human being on planet Earth has what is called a dominant eye and a non-dominant eye. They won't teach this in school. They are not allowed to teach you this in school. They can't. But you have a dominant hand for writing. If I ask you to write your name now, you will instinctively, without thinking, pick up the pen with your right hand, if you are right-handed, and write your name. Or pick up the pen with your left hand, if you are left-handed, and you write your name. Each time I give you a body of knowledge to look at, one eye is dominant when it comes to reading. One eye. If you haven't identified it, I'll show you a test on how to identify your dominant eye. So when you are reading, if your dominant eye is the left eye, you put your script towards slightly displaced to the left. So on the London Underground, I always laugh when I see people reading newspapers with their face symmetrical on the newspaper. I know they are wasting their time. It slows you down. When you are reading, you are supposed to displace the newspaper slightly towards your left eye, if you are left dominant, or towards your right eye, if you are right dominant. And the third hint is binocularity. God gave you 2 eyes to read, not 1 eye. So if you use 1 eye to read, what are you doing? You are leaving the other eye behind, and it lags behind. You either use it or lose it. Just like your left hand, you've never used it. There's nothing wrong with your left hand because you are right-handed, but you've never used it. So you train your eyes to be able to work together as binocular, not monocular. That means not one at a time. And if you have reading glasses, I can just tell you this for free. If you read with your dedicated reading glasses, you will read quicker and faster than if you read with your bifocals, varifocals, or trifocals. So all your staff, how can you use this at work? Every member of staff you have that is working for you, you must establish how to get them to read faster than they read yesterday. Just do a speed reading course. We can do training for you. I don't know what my timetable is like, but I can do training for you. 2 days intensive. We do the first day. We'll give you a lot of work to go and do at home. When you come back, after the 2 days, you will never have unread emails because you now know how to speed read all the texts you have, all the messages you get, instead of having 99 emails unread. Your staff, they are inefficient. Oh, different strand of different, somebody wants to know the different strand of different LLMs. You do it by trial and error. You experiment. In archery, okay. My year 6 taught me well. Oh, good, good. So If you attended today and you enjoyed it, fine, write an email or send a note to the person that invited you. We're going to have a follow-up because the Americans are calling me now. It's now past. I know it's past some of your bedtime, but I'm supposed to have quit on the hour. That was about 13 minutes ago. But I enjoyed your company so well that I forgot the time I was supposed to quit. So now I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop sharing. And I want to say I've enjoyed your company a great deal. That exceeded my time. And if you want more or you want to carry on this conversation, it's hashtag Genius Formula. We have, oh yes, I was going to share this with you. Let me share this with you. We have a speed reading course, ridiculously priced because it's charity based. We have a speed reading course that you can join anytime. Eventbrite speed reading. Yeah, if you've ever written any exam before and you couldn't finish, but you knew the answers to the questions, so it wasn't knowledge, it was your speed. So you can go on, you can go on this. I'll share this with you. Go on this and put Genius 50 to get half of what the price is. Please, if you're interested in the speed reading course, especially if you have a lot of staff and they're inefficient in terms of using their time to read and respond to emails, please put them on the speed reading course because it's quite useful. They are still using their old primary school way of reading to read. That's part of the reason why they are inefficient in meeting your deadlines. So I've got some things here. You will get free handouts if you come on this. You will meet a lot of people that have done speed reading. A lot of people, most of our leaders here in the UK have done speed reading. Most of the American leaders have done speed reading. All the people you are seeing here have done speed reading. Those of you that watch the newspaper on Sundays and see newspaper reviews is because the person that read the newspaper can read faster than you. So you can have you can generate a whole stream of income by being a newspaper reviewer for your local radio station or local TV station. So book, please, when you have time, book in. Put in your passcode, Genius 50, yes, and then book yourself 1 ticket and then apply. If you apply the code, you get that half the price. So that's it, folks. Thank you for your company. And if you have any questions, like I said, ask the person that sent you the invite, and we'll be here to support you. We'll be here to assist you. We'll be here to work with you, because now you must not allow anyone to tell you cock and bull story about your abilities or inabilities. Thank you very much for joining us today. I enjoyed your company so well, and I thank you for listening, and I hope you take some action today so that tomorrow is better. And do not forget, I have a gift for you. All of you that stayed till the very end, I have a gift for you. I'm going to send you the link to the video, and I'm going to send you the voucher to be able to attend the speed reading course, because you must not allow yourself to read with the same speed that you did at primary school. Take care and God bless.
Bye, Professor. Thank you. God bless.